Hello, and welcome to County Perspective, the show that focuses on Frederick County government, local programs and events, and the community that you live in. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa, and thank you for joining us. Now let's kick off the show with our top news stories. Frederick County government has resumed normal operations. During the pandemic, many divisions adjusted the way in which their daily operations have been conducted. Face-to-face meetings with staff had been available only by appointment, in addition to virtual options. Most county-operated buildings and facilities reopened for walk-in business on April 4th. Be sure to check out the county website, frederickcountymd.gov, for each department's rules and guidelines. During the recent public information briefing, Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner announced the launch of a pilot program to protect the county's most vulnerable homeowners from the potential loss of their homes. The third-party notification program permits a homeowner who is 65 or older or an individual with a disability to designate a third party to receive copies of the real estate tax bills. The designated third party is not responsible for payment of the taxes or delinquencies, but agrees to check on the property owner to ensure that the tax notices have been received and to encourage prompt payment.
Taking action now could prevent a loved one from having to pay a higher interest on their property taxes or ultimately from having that tax lien go to tax sale. It's a small step that can provide peace of mind for years to come.
Participation in a third-party notification program is voluntary. There is no cost to sign up a designee. Seniors can apply for the third-party notification program by visiting the county's website at frederickcountymd.gov/treasury or by calling the Frederick County Treasury Department at 301-600-1111 to request an application. Middletown Park Development and Rehabilitations Project began renovations in 2021. The project includes a new field for soccer and football, a new parking lot, a new restroom building, and 2 new shelters. Winter did not stop the progress of Middletown Park. 2 playground units are now complete and are open for children to enjoy. Updates to the disc golf course will come after all other projects have been completed to look for improvements later this spring.
There was a lot of components that were part of the rehab, and then there was those elements of new. So what we hope is the end product will be a whole fresh approach, almost like a whole new park at one time, because of all the work they put into rehabbing and constructing. We hope to be done in June 2022.
Parks and Recreation is excited to welcome you back to Middletown Park to use the playgrounds, but would like to remind you that contractors are still actively working in the park each day, so use caution when visiting. Frederick County Parks and Recreation has many sports and programs for everyone. This year, for the first time, that includes an all-girls flag football league for ages 11 to 14. I was at the opening day of the all-girls league and had the chance to speak with coaches, players, County Executive Jan Gardner, and more. Let's take a look. Saturday, March 26 was a big day for Frederick County Parks and Recreation and a big day for female athletes who love flag football.
So now, therefore, as the County Executive of Frederick County, Maryland, I hereby proclaim today, March 26th, as All-Female Flag Football Day in all of Frederick County and commend this observance to all of our citizens.
After County Executive Jan Gardner made the coin toss, 5 all-girl flag football teams from ages 11 to 14 battled it out for the first game of the season at Urbana District Park.
There's a first for everything, and so today was the first time I've been able to do a coin toss, and it worked out well. And so I got 1 heads, 1 tails, and it was fun to be here with the girls to support them.
So there'll be 8 weeks of the season with 1 team playing a doubleheader each week. So teams will have 10 games throughout the season, and we'll rotate between Urbana District Park and Utica District Park. And the last week of the season will be a tournament style. About 10 players a team, so we have 51 girls enrolled.
Coaches were proud to see their teams play and win after a lot of practice and teamwork preparing for opening day.
They go for it. I'd say they might as well.
Get a little pressure.
Oh, absolutely.
Enjoy it.
Oh, that's all
All right, you girls want to go? You want to go for it?
We did pull off a W. The girls remained positive throughout the whole game.
ran their routes strong, and couldn't be prouder of them. They did a great job. We're disciplined as can be. These girls practice 2 hours twice a week. We got three coaches total, working on offense, defense, routes, strategy. These girls are great athletes. They know the strategy of flag football, the rules, they know how to play. They come in ready and prepared.
An all-girl flag football league is something Frederick County Parks and Recreation and young female athletes have wanted for many years.
My daughter came up to me during COVID, said, "Dad, there's no sports for girls. The only thing that's out there is boys flag football." I said, "Give me 10 girls, I'll coach you." And that's how this all started.
It just feels amazing to know what something so little came to be so big, and there's so much more to happen.
I took over NFL flag football 4 seasons ago, so we run it in the fall and the spring, and ever since I took it over, I've been wanting to do it. So for about 2 years now, we've had girls teams in the co-ed flag football divisions, but there's been a lot of all-girls teams come into that, and everyone wanted to join that, so there wasn't enough room on one team. So we figured we got to make a league for these girls. The biggest thing was getting it off the ground and letting people know that there's an all-girls flag football league now that exists. So the biggest thing was just recruiting girls.
Football and flag football is normally a male-dominated sport, but girls can play just as good as the boys.
I think it means that we're moving forward with recognizing that women can participate in any kind of sport, and it certainly means a lot to these girls to be able to play a game that they love.
Yeah, so we started playing boys about 2 years ago. We were 11-12, and we had a winning season. We won we won 6 out of the 8 games against boys.
I mean, I think it means kind of showing the world that just because it's a male-dominated sport doesn't mean girls can't play it. And sports in general, girls, I don't feel, get the recognition they deserve. I think it's now time that we level the playing field and show that it's at the end of the day, it's just football. It's not boys football, it's not girls football, it's football, and we're all here to do the same thing.
When the 8-week season is over, the 5 teams will compete against each other to win the first place medal. But even after the season ends, the girls don't want to stop playing football just yet.
It feels amazing to inspire other girls. I 100% want to continue my playing football. I think it's super fun, and I think it'd just be a good way to break barriers and social norms.
All right, everyone, it's time for a short break, but don't go anywhere because we'll be right back with more County Perspective. Welcome back to County Perspective. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa. Coming up in our show, we'll look at another episode of Made in Frederick County. But before we do that, let's see who our Pet of the Week is.
Kitten season has officially arrived, and while most of our youngest residents will do well in any home, some need a special family. Madam Mim is one of those kittens looking for a very special family. The 4-month-old is a sweet little girl who loves attention, but she is also very fearful. She needs a cat-savvy and patient family who will help her learn that the world isn't so scary. Because loud noises and fast movements are frightening to her, Madam Mim is recommended for adult homes only or those with children 16 and up. To learn more about Madam Mim and our adoption process, call Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center at 301-600-1546.
In the last episode of Made in Frederick County, we learned about Stoltz Air Technology Systems. In this episode, we're looking at AstraZeneca.
This is Made in Frederick County, Maryland.
Right now, we are at AstraZeneca's Frederick Manufacturing Center, where we produce life-changing medicines for patients all around the globe. There are almost 700 people who work here on this 24/7 manufacturing process. This is Weigh and Dispense, where everything on this campus starts. Here, we get our raw ingredients from our warehouse, where they test and make sure the efficacy is right where we want it. We get the materials sent here, where they are weighed and put in the proper bins so that we can use them further along in our manufacturing process. Working on a process that makes biopharmaceutical medicines, we place all of our focus on our cells. We grow our cells, we add nutrients to them, and daily we check the efficacy and effectiveness of their growth by performing daily cell counts. We'll pull a sample from our production bioreactors and bioreactors up to that stage. We'll test for different parameters, ensure they're within our validated range, and move on in the process, knowing for certainty that our patients are getting the best quality medicine as possible. One of the first things that I learned when I came to Upstream and AstraZeneca was to take a cell count. It is one of the most important things that we do, and we do it on a daily basis. It allows us to ensure that everything we're doing is growing correctly and makes it so that our patients are getting what they need. This is one of my favorite things to do, just because you get to see all of the different parameters, and it gives you a deeper look into the science aspect of what we do here. People often wonder what background makes for the best experience coming into a manufacturing facility. Truthfully, you don't have to have a chemical engineering background like I do. You don't have to have a chemistry background like John does. Any person with a strong passion for what we do is perfect. As long as you're eager, you're driven, you're detail-oriented, there is a spot for you here, no matter what your trade.
You were with Tatiana in the manufacturing space. Let me welcome you to the laboratory. When medicine is sent up here to test, we make sure that it's safe and pure before the manufacturing continues. This is the raw material quality control lab. We're testing anything for inconsistencies, impurities before we put it into our product. We send everything up to the weigh and dispense area once we confirm that it's pure and it's consistent and that it's done with quality. And then we proceed to manufacture our product from there. The quality control analysts can come from all different backgrounds. Backgrounds with chemistry, with microbiology, biology, any science field. People love what they do up here because you get to work in a team setting. We get to work with all kinds of cool toys and gadgets and testing equipment. One of the things that I love about AstraZeneca is the innovation and the culture of innovation. This is an idea that we had in an innovation contest in which an analyst was able to take a system that we had where we stacked plates up one against another, in which we were stacking plates and we couldn't see the media type. An analyst took that and created this rack in which we were able to see the media from the outside. We can see the expiration dates and everything that we need to test. This is one of the things that I love about AstraZeneca's innovation. Jessica here is one of hundreds of employees that is making sure that our medicine is made with quality. We're going around every day to make sure that we have our water systems are free of toxins, free of any microbes that may be present. So we're testing all of our systems every single day. Jessica here is testing our endotoxin reader. This machine over here is a robotic system that will make all of our dilutions for us. It'll pull up all results and put it into this data software so that it can measure really fine levels of endotoxin that may be present in the water systems. What surprised me when I came up here is how many people were working in the lab all the time. We have 3 shifts working all day long. This process never stops.
As you can see, making biologics is a complex process here in Frederick County, but one that allows us to have an impact all over the world. So I hope you enjoyed your time seeing a little bit about us, and thank you for joining.
Spring is here, and there are plenty of activities going on in the community that you and your family can enjoy. Let's see what activities our county departments are offering. If you would like to find out more about virtual events and programs and activities that are going on in the county, just visit the county's webpage, frederickcountymd.gov. Before the end of the show, I want to tell you all about what is coming up with Frederick County's budget and Alcohol Awareness Month. The month of April is going to be busy at Frederick County government. County Executive Gardner unveils her 8th and final budget on Thursday, April 14th at 10 a.m. Then the County Council sits down for 3 days of budget workshops. The workshops run from April 27th to April 29th and start each day at 9 a.m. Council members will go over several divisions' budgets in the upcoming fiscal year and will prioritize what budget items need the most focus. The workshops will be televised on FCG-TV, cable channels 19 and 1085, and streamed from the county's website, frederickcountymd.gov/FCG-TV. Don't forget to tune in. April is Alcohol Awareness Month, and it is time to focus on the severity of alcohol addiction and to spread the word around our community. The observance aims to bring an understanding of the causes of alcoholism and the effective treatments available. The observance is also an opportunity for people to share their experiences with alcoholism and recovery and offer support to others seeking recovery. If you know anyone who is suffering from alcohol misuse and would like some help, the Frederick County Health Department has several resources available. Just visit frederickcountymd.gov/BHS. Okay, everyone, that's the end of this episode of County Perspective. Before the show is over, don't forget to follow Frederick County on social media in order to keep up to date on important news and events. We'll see you next time for a fresh look from a county perspective.